Okay. Okay. Cool. So shall we start?
3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, good day, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whenever you're um watching this slash hearing this from anywhere. Welcome back to another episode of Outer Adult Inner Child. So sorry that we've been missing. It's my fault. Fabian knows this.
We're back!
But we're back. We're officially back, and we'll try to be back as often as we can.
Yes, it has been a while. I think the last time we recorded was
Months ago.
like 4 months, 5 months ago.
Yeah, at
Yeah, it's been
least
a
four
while.
months
It's been a
ago.
while.
Yeah, right when you were changing jobs,
Hmm.
and then we didn't hang out as much, and then life just took over.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
what
Oops.
has changed so far
Yeah, no, I
in
think
the
a
past
lot
four
has
months?
changed for me as well. Yeah, like you said, I changed jobs. I think that itself is a huge change, right? Like my previous
Mm-hmm.
workplace, I've been there for like 6 years. It's crazy to think
Mm-hmm.
it's 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because 6 years would basically be like what?
The
More
whole
than,
primary school.
not just that, it's like more than what? More than like a quarter of my life, right? If you think about it.
Yeah.
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 Is that it? No, six. Almost a quarter of my life. Sorry,
Almost
almost
quarter.
a quarter of
Yeah.
my life already. Which is crazy to think of that way. Because the other quarter of your life,
Mm.
if you want to think about it, is also just sleeping. So
That's not wrong.
not
Yeah.
wrong, technically speaking. But yeah, which is insane to think about. So yeah, I've been there for
Mhm.
6 years now in a new place, a lot more corporate, a lot less cowboy, if you will. Uh,
Mm.
but learning a lot, and with that as
Nice.
well, I've been super busy, and I think that's also
Right.
what's contributing to us not recording for the past like 4 months.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think the kind of situation that we're in, right? Like you were
Mm,
busy, I was free in certain days, but I was super busy and that's when you were free and we couldn't figure out a way that works for us.
yeah,
I was MIA, but then now that we're back, and the topic that we're gonna speak about today is something that I felt very heavily the time that we weren't doing this,
mm,
but we were trying to figure out how to still commit to it. And there was a lot of guilt. There was a lot of like shoots. I owe Fabian. I should not like just leave him like that. And then he texted me and I didn't reply, and those kind of stuff. So today's topic, I really wanted to talk about this feeling of you should, and the feeling of like, oh, I have to,
mm,
but in reality technically sometimes we don't have to, and figuring out where is this like expectations coming from. Is it societal, is it like our individual pressure, or like promises that we've made, and how do we draw healthy boundaries
all
and
right.
and to communicate about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah. As I was going through some of the notes, we were thinking about what or like how we're gonna go about this topic a little bit as well, right? Like I think that's something that even resonates a lot with me as well, right? Like you always feel
Mm,
this sense of like, oh, I have to fulfill a certain level of like social quota, for example. I have to go and see
yeah.
these friends because
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I'll feel bad, essentially, if I don't see them.
Yeah.
It's not so much of like I want to see them anymore. It's more like I'll feel
Yeah.
bad. So that's also like a
Yeah.
very interesting kind of thought process to go through. It's very normal
Yeah.
to go through those things, and it doesn't mean you don't like those friends. It just means that maybe you're just
Mm-mm.
tired that day or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But that's exactly what we
Yeah.
want to talk about, essentially.
Yeah, I remember seeing like some Instagram videos. I don't have TikTok, but I have like Instagram videos of other TikTok videos. Basically, say the video was about like how adults were trying to coordinate their calendar, right? And then like two friends can do this date, but the other friend cannot do this date, and then try to postpone another date, and then like further down, further down, further down to just get like one mutual date where everybody is able to like get together
Yeah.
and meet up. And I guess like with that is because everybody's in different seasons of life right now. But we still feel obliged and pressured in some ways to keep it together, to keep it the same as previously. So that's what I wanted to talk about today lah. So I guess maybe like I want to share the kind of like thought process of experience that I went through in for this particular topic, right? I think there is this in psychology, it can call like cognitive distortion or maybe unhelpful thinking styles, and the unhelpful thinking style is like the shoot. The word should, right? Like, oh, I should be a good friend. And to be a good friend means I have to meet up with this person every week, have dinner every week, or every other week. Or for example, um like I mentioned before, I think I'm rebuilding the relationship with my parents,
Yep.
so that I feel like I should go meet with my parents every 2 weeks to have dinner with them because I don't see them, I don't really call them. But in this past few months where I struggle with time and taking care of myself and all of that, I only see them once a month. And I feel very, very shitty when my mom texts me, be like, how are you, girl? And all of that, and be like, oh, I should have text them more. I should call them more. I should meet them up more often, right? So the idea of should, and when we don't do those things, it may lead to like guilt, shame, and anxiety. And that's where like other behaviors stem from, right? So for example, when you are anxious, you just wanna your body feels stress, and the stress response is to either run away or like don't need to see the text message, right? Don't reply for now.
Yeah.
And then after
When's the last time I seen that?
I'm guilty as charged. So that's something that I think for me, a lot of this uh idea of should comes from this unhelpful thinking style, because there is some expectations that I think I put within myself to adhere to this ABCDE that I have to do. Yeah.
No, yeah, I
Do you
think,
feel the same way as well?
yeah, no, I think uh, it's a very common feeling, I think, with most friends, most people as well, as you kind of go through life, right? I think a big part of it, like you said, like you want you want things to be perfect in a way. There's this like sense of perfectionism as well. It's like, oh, in order, and it's a very skewed sense of perfectionism. Like for example, your friends kind of thing, right? Oh, in order to be a good friend, you need to see them X amount of times. But it's
Yeah.
also like very strange because your friends didn't ask you to do that.
Yep. Yep.
But you
Yep.
set that kind of weird
I mean, they
expectation on
didn't
yourself. Yeah,
explicitly
say that.
tell that. Yeah, but I guess like it's just in like unconsciously or subconsciously we feel that way.
Yeah, and I think with this as well, like it's that tends to stem from like a source of guilt, like you said. Like, oh, I
Mm,
didn't get to do this, that's why I beat myself up, and that's why I should do it
mm,
more. Um,
mm.
and when it kind of stems from a sense of guilt, it's just it tends to become very, very toxic. It tends to become very like, you're just beating yourself up for the sake of beating yourself up, and you
Yeah.
tend to
Yep.
basically become very, how to say, harsh on yourself, for
Yeah.
if essentially no reason at all, right?
Mm.
I think my immediate response when I was going through this also is like, there is this opposite side of it. Like, I think there's, yes, there is a sense of guilt, and that's not great, but there's, to a larger
Yep.
extent, a sense of responsibility as well. Like, you should
Mm.
do certain things because that is the responsible thing to do. You should be healthy. You
Yeah.
should be good. you should be a good friend still, right? And not neglect your
Mm,
friends, not neglect your family, and all these kind of things. But there is
yeah,
definitely like uh, how do I say, a balance between those two
yeah,
things. You don't have to feel
yeah.
guilty for your responsibility in a way, if that
Mm,
makes sense. But yeah,
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 yeah. I wonder how do we figure out, right? Like where does this should come from? I feel it's so embedded
mm,
within ourselves to feel this should. And it could come. I was thinking that like I was reflecting for myself
yeah,
lah. When did I develop this uh mindset about and the expectations of all of these shoots? I think like in terms of being like a good daughter, obviously, I think it's societal, right? There is examples of what filial piety looks like, examples of like families who are like super close together and how they interact with each other, and that's like a example that I want to emulate, and with that,
mm,
um, that kind of imagery, like I want to follow, and I
yeah,
think I see that because I think now that my parents go to church more often, right?
yeah,
And typically, the people in church that I know of, they come with their families. So like 2, 3 generations go together with church, right? So and now that I don't really attend church anymore, I think the guilt and the shoot is like double and
mm,
triple when I don't actually put in the effort and I compare it with the imagery
yeah.
or that example from
No, I
other families within the church
Yeah, I
space.
think you nailed it quite on the dot, right? Like you said, this emulated reality in a way, this imagery
Mm,
of like what you think it should be, and then
mm,
emphasis on the should as well, right? Like I think a
yeah,
big question to ask is like where did that come from as well?
mm,
Is this all maybe this whole sense of should it's causing so much guilt, it's just a sense of comparison, right? You're just
yeah,
comparing to like what you think is good,
yeah,
but then you
yeah,
maybe that is also stemming from yourself not having this sense of like what
mm,
is good to you, what is good for your situation, right?
yeah,
So like I should be working X amount of hours because this influencer, this entrepreneur only sleeps 4 hours a day and works 20 hours a day, right? I
yeah,
should like wake up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., go for a 10-kilometer run
yeah,
and then go
yeah.
meditate and journal and then start.
I was thinking the exact same thing. And I was thinking it's all like the social media stuff, right? Like
Yeah,
now we are on the journey of like improving ourselves. Obviously, we follow all these like different social media personalities,
it's
and
that.
then like it's the coach and the fitness
Yeah.
gurus or like the fitness people. I follow a lot of people who like were like heavier and fatter in size, and then like they
Mm.
struggle to in their fitness journey, and now they're super strong, right?
Mm.
And I want to emulate that.
Mm.
Or I see friends of ours who hang out and drink and like socialize a lot,
Oh, that
and I'll
looks
be
so
like, oh,
happy.
I'm
That
not
looks so
part of
great. Yeah,
that.
I'm not part of that. Yeah, that
Yeah,
FOMO culture comes in.
yeah.
It's damn TikToks and then damn Instagrams and all your phones and TVs. Yeah, damn
Yeah,
smartphones and stuff.
yeah. Actually, I didn't realize that the social media, but because I'm not a social media person as
Mm.
much, so I didn't think
Yeah,
it
and
affects me that
especially
much.
like
But
right now in
now,
this kind of time and age as well, right? It's not even like social media anymore. It's more like interest media, as me and my friends like to call it as well, because
what does that mean?
so I was looking into it and like this is what we like to call as well. But like when you look at your Instagram feed, it's a lot less of like the people that you actually know. It's a lot more of influencers and it's just
Mm,
content. It's just content of the content of the content. It's not so much
mm,
a social media anymore because it's like who are these people? It's not like your friends, but like it's more of an
no,
interest media because you follow a bunch of things and follow the influencers that you are interested in,
that's
right?
that's true. That's true. That's a good way to put things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 60-70% of the in my feed are actually like other people that I follow that are not that I don't know them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they don't know you exist as well. So why do you try to follow like them? To try to be like them as well, right? Um,
Role model, hashtag,
are
uh,
they really the
uh,
role models you
5
want
a.m.
to be?
club.
Oh my gosh. Uh,
Hashtag fitness journey.
it's so it's yeah, exactly right. It's so yeah, I think that's where I'm kind of stemming from as well when it comes to this like should model.
Mm,
It's like
mm,
yeah, I should go partying. I should be able to go and drink and stuff like that. Or I should be able
yeah.
to do X amount of exercises. I should be able to run a 21-kilometer run. uh,
Next week.
oh my gosh. Yeah, for context for everyone, there is a 21-kilometer run that I've begrudgingly signed up for. And apparently it was very difficult to get in. And I was very
And you got it, man.
lucky to get in.
Yeah, it's the signs, like the universe conspires for you to start your
Conspire or the
first
universe was
21
against me in
kilometers.
this, you know. I was like, if I can't get it, it's fine. I won't push it too hard. First try,
Mm-hmm.
got it, and I was like, they were saying like, you probably won't even get it.
Now you should
Now I have to.
go
Now
for
I
it.
have to.
Yeah.
Now I have to. The fact that I paid money for it as well, I have to.
Yeah. It's a lot of money. I was thinking like, oh, if I'm too tired, I can just skip it. And then I
No.
saw the receipt. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
I'm like, not worth it. I gotta make
You gotta
the
push through
money
now.
worth it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's not so much of a should now, it's more of a pride and ego now.
No, I think talking about that, right?
Mm,
Like I think it's more to that sense of productivity. I realize with the things that we want to achieve right
right.
now, like with this podcast, with work, and
Mm,
even with exercise, right? It's like, oh, I need to feel productive
mm.
to feel good. I need to feel productive to feel that I do something great in my life.
Yeah. No, I again, I think I definitely agree with that, right? Like this sense of productivity. Um, I think I want to kind of lean back into like, oh, where does this even come from? Like, oh, this ultra
Mm,
productive kind of lifestyle. But even for me, like personally, like in terms of productivity, I have always this sense of fear that there's not enough time. I think time is always, I always like repeat it in my head, right? Like time is the one resource you'll never get back. You're only going to be
yeah.
in your 20s for so long, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so, like, even with that, like, productivity becomes like, oh, I have to achieve X amount of things in X amount of years. But if you look at it in the
Yeah.
broader scale of things, like, how many people actually are able to do that? Like, are they able to achieve like so many things within their 20s? Like, most people achieve great things like much later on in their life as well, right?
Yep.
But then you're kind of
Yep.
comparing yourself again to those things and those
Those
people.
people. Yeah.
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 Yeah, actually, a conversation I was having with my therapist. Oh yeah, I guess update on that. I'm going to therapy right now, so that's fun.
Yay!
Yay!
To a new, healthier, more functioning Fabian mentally.
Still broken. Doesn't fix shit. No, lah. I think it has been helpful, but in a sense where like I didn't go to therapy because like I was becoming dysfunctional or anything like that. Sure, I was
Yeah.
feeling like quite a bit of anxiety, being in like I guess a relationship that I'm very happy with right now, and that kind of creates
Mm.
this sense of like deeper responsibility for me. I had a new job that was also causing a lot of anxiety and things like that.
Yeah.
So there was a sense of anxiety, but it was but the reason I went there was actually this for a sense of, I guess, I want to prepare myself when things go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not so much like, oh, I was already dysfunctional that I go, right? But it's a lot of like, okay,
Mm.
since it's free anyway for me, I might as well make use
Mm.
of it and like kind of see where this goes. And I kind of walking the talk a little bit, right? We always talk about how
Yeah.
we should go therapy. It doesn't have to wait until like we are
Yeah.
horribly dysfunctional,
Broken.
like broken
Yeah. Like
essentially.
broken,
Yeah,
broken.
broken. Like we're broken, but like not that broken, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, walking the talk a little bit, but yeah, like something I was
Mm.
talking to him about was like, yeah, productivity, and I even came up with a conclusion as well. And he was like, yeah, you also know, but the conclusion was like, why is rest not productive? Why do you think rest is not
Yeah.
productive? Right, rest is also a very productive thing, and why do you not
Yeah.
allow yourself to rest? Right.
Yeah. Did you uncover like where that stemmed from in
Uh,
your therapy?
For me, not exactly, to be fair. It still goes
Mm,
back and forth between like it's a good thing or a bad thing to be productive.
mm,
It does stem, I think, in the end, I think it will come into the conclusion of this a little bit, right? But it is like once it gets to a point where it is built on shame and like you want to be productive because it's built on comparison, it's built on shame, it's built on guilt, then it's a problem.
yeah,
But if you want to be productive
yeah,
for a positive cause, like you want to be productive to feed your family more, you want to be productive to be able to achieve certain things, and you're not
yeah,
putting yourself down for it, right?
yeah.
Then that's a little bit more like positive. That's a little bit more like helpful, right?
Mm. Mm. So what I'm hearing is like one is the intention, right? Of
Mm.
like what that productivity means to you, like setting the right meaning and intention behind it. And not just productivity for productivity's sake.
Yeah.
There should be a goal that is healthy, a goal that is attainable for a reason, right? Like making being a better self, like
Yeah.
being a more disciplined person, but also like not pushing the boundaries till like you fall sick, right?
100%.
So
Yeah.
so that for example, you wanna be fitter. I wanna be fitter, but not to the extent of like being a fitness freak where then I don't take care of myself and
Yeah.
then I just fall sick and not eat and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and not only that, right? Like in terms of like fitness and training, for example, as well, right? Like
Mm,
this, it's so easy to keep trying to be productive, quote unquote, in training that you start injuring
mm,
yourself. And the
yeah,
part is like when you start injuring yourself, then you actually need to like take a rest. You're like forced to take a rest because you
ah,
cannot work even if you want
yeah,
to, and that is
yeah,
usually gonna be detrimental to your growth long term, right?
yeah,
I think
yeah,
there's so much discipline in trying to understand like, oh yeah, there's discipline to be productive, but there's also discipline to be restful, right? You have
yeah.
to like then that's usually the most difficult part, to allow yourself to rest.
Mm, yeah. I think for me is particularly personally is because I have been a workaholic, or I know I revolve work. I my life revolves around work and
Mm.
busying myself all the time. That's like the only thing I know. Like since young, and I think because of like whatever other like family trauma and whatever stuff, right? Like um whenever I have free pockets of time, is immediately filled with something. Oh, I
Mm.
gotta do this, I gotta do that. Oh, I can do this, I can do that.
Mm.
And even though that is not necessary, it is not asked of me, I will volunteer. Right? And it continues to still I still do that now, but then I'm trying to balance it out lah. Like there are days where if I don't feel like cooking, it's okay not to cook.
Yeah.
I don't have to like there are some days where I'm free and then the laundry can be done tomorrow. But
Mm.
I'll be like, oh, I'm just lazing around. Better I just put a load in laundry and then I kill myself for over it, right? And then I make my partner unhappy suddenly because the suddenly makes sounds at the back while while we finally want to fall asleep. The
It's
washing
like, oh
machine
yeah,
made
I
a
forgot.
sound. Yeah, correct, exactly. And then I feel angry at myself after, but it's just because I'm not used to it,
Mm.
and laziness feel weird. Like laziness, not lazy, like rest feels weird.
Yeah. There
Rest
we go.
feels like not normal.
I was about to say,
And
like, why do you want to call it laziness and not just rest, right? Because it's two very different
yeah,
things, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, at the end of the day, I think it's just really stems from our kind of belief and mindset about what rest is for.
Mm.
Um, and then a lot of people always say like, "Oh, rest is for the weak," or like, "Yo, you can rest when you die, you can sleep when you
Yeah.
die,"
I'll
right?
sleep when I die.
So I think with all this like notions and jokes turning into like the real thing,
Mm,
and we actually take it to heart. I think that's where I struggle as well. Like I love my sleep. Whoever knows me, like knows that I want 9 to 10 hours of sleep, but I can't.
mm,
And then whenever I do have that the pockets of time, I feel guilty.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's this part as well, right? When you do feel guilty, I think it's I definitely feel this way because I start thinking about
Mm,
all the times where like I'm just like doom scrolling on my phone, for example.
yeah.
But then
Yeah.
like, is was that supposed to be laziness? Was that supposed to be rest? If it was rest, it's not even like productive or like intentional rest. So you're not even gonna be
Yeah.
feeling rested afterwards as well, right? So there's this whole
Mm.
notion of like what is rest also, and how do you have more it's funny to call it, but like productive rest.
So do you think doom scrolling is not rest? Or like, you know how when you veg out on like your bed after a long day of work and
I think for a little bit it
scroll
was
your
okay,
phone?
but I think the better question is, do you feel rested after doing that?
Mm.
Like maybe for some people it could be
Mm.
okay, but like I would also argue if you're doing that like trying before you go to sleep, for example, it's not gonna help you
Mm.
fall asleep usually. It's gonna be worse for your sleep normally.
Mm. But you know, like because for example, because we work in the office job, right, where we
Right.
use our brains a lot, we're just too tired and we just want to like brain rot.
Mm.
And it's and scrolling feels easy. It doesn't feel like you have to think. It doesn't have you feel like there's no critical
Yeah, there's
thinking
no
happening, right? There's no
active
like neurons activating,
neurons go
firing
pew pew
up,
pew.
right? Yeah. So so I think that's where I feel like I do get rested in
Okay.
terms of my brain. I don't think about anything else.
Mm.
But like it's not intentional lah. Obviously, sometimes when you scroll, it gets to like 12, 1 o'clock,
Yeah.
and you'll be like, oh no, I'm supposed to sleep already.
Yeah, I think for me in the moment it does feel a little bit restful, but I think after the fact it's usually like more my brain is like overly stimulated sometimes because of like
But
the amount
you
of
have your
information going
ADHD.
in. That is true. My brain is just always overly stimulated. I have to like reduce
Yeah,
the
I
amount
think
of
yours is
stimulation in
ADHD.
general. Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. Because for me, actually, like when I scroll, I can fall asleep. This
Ah.
past cup, yeah, I scroll, and then after half an hour, I just fall asleep.
Ah. Maybe it's type
Yeah,
of
and
content
so I
as
guess
well.
like yeah, I guess one type of content too, maybe like our brains, right?
Mm.
Like physiology, like your brain is a bit more active and it takes in information and your brain just like, what if cereal is a soup?
Cereal is a soup. We've talked about this. Cereal. Okay, yeah, for to everyone, like cereal is a soup. Correct me if I'm wrong. Debate
Please
about it.
DM, please like put
Fight me.
comment.
Cereal is a
Uh,
soup. We all
like
know this.
Fabian, I don't think cereal is a soup.
Yeah,
I
drop me an
think
email.
soup should be hot. Cereal not gonna
Okay,
be hot.
we've talked about this. There are cold soups. There are soup desserts in Chinese, like soup desserts. There's gazpacho, which is a cold soup. If you want to go broader, the
Yeah,
ocean is basically soup, just with sand.
I knew you would go there. I knew you would go there. Okay, so I think um it's good to like rewind and if ever we feel that if I rest,
Mm,
I feel bad for resting. If I rest, that means I'm not productive.
mm,
um it's good to kind of ask ourselves, right? Like, why do we feel that way? What does really rest means to us?
yeah,
Why can't the rest be intentional? And why can't it be productive? Because you are taking care of yourself. We
yeah,
are taking care of ourselves when we actually rest.
yeah. And I think you kind of leaked that little bit of that behavior even on yourself as well, right? When you said,
Mm,
"I this laziness of something," I was like, "Yeah, but it's not laziness. It's supposed to be rest. It's not laziness. It's rest, right?" When you call it laziness,
mm,
I think you start blaming yourself for it. You start
yeah,
blaming yourself for resting, then you call it laziness, right?
yeah.
So I guess in your point of view as well, like how do you then kind of reframe that thought, right? Of like this
Mm,
is actually rest, that I'm supposed to have rest, and after this I'm supposed to be doing work as well, right?
mm,
So I should rest, and then
mm.
after that I should work. It's
Yeah.
not
I
laziness because
think
it's part of the routine.
yeah, I think one thing that I am currently struggling is to put things into routine
Mm,
because there's a lot of things that are happening at work, in life, with my counseling internship. I'm transitioning to a new job as well. So a lot of things are up in the air, right?
mm,
So every Monday it looks different for me. So then with the inability to kind of be on schedule for things,
yeah,
then the rest time of how it looks like is also not static. And I think that's where the struggle is.
right.
So to work on that is to be able to kind of build structures for yourself. What I am trying to do right now is build structures for myself, build time blocks for myself,
Right.
knowing that these are the times that I need to rest because I think I know myself enough.
Mm,
If I have this much of time, if I do this much and have social events and whatnot, I feel like extremely tired.
yeah.
And I know for the past couple of months I've been falling sick a lot. When I don't have enough rest, I immediately like have my sinus and sneeze nonstop.
Yeah.
And I know and I know the symptoms already. So whenever the symptoms come up, I think that's where I need to allow myself to be like, it's okay to ask for a day off, or it's
Mm,
okay to work from home if it's an office day,
yeah.
if your boss allows it, right? But don't feel guilty just because your body is not um following what you need to do.
Do you think a
Um,
routine is what would help you rest better in that sense?
I think routine will help me to start because it's hard to do like a mindset shift immediately,
Yeah,
right?
of
Like
course.
we grew up like in the past 28, 29 years and this year 30, okay, I'm better this year, healthier-ish
Wow.
mentally this year, right? But 28, 29 years of living with the mindset and belief that whenever I have pocket of time, I have to be productive. I
Yep.
need to like do A, B, C, D, E. It's hard to shift immediately. So I think if I were to rely on the mindset shift, I don't think it will work. Like
Mm,
I'm also a very weak person. Like I'm very not disciplined person, right?
mm,
So I think if I have that behavioral, uh, I guess like behavioral activation first,
right.
then that mindset might slowly change.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, mindset is not, yeah, like you said, it's not going to change overnight, right? But you want to create the
Mm.
behavior that reinforces the mindset in a way.
Yeah, yeah. One of the other things that other than scheduling, right, is to find something that you enjoy to do
Mm,
that when you can do rest. Because, for example, I'm reading again. Like I enjoy reading, and last
right.
time, I enjoy reading for the sake of reading. I read like a lot of like Nicholas Sparks and like Danielle Steele, like all the rom-com stuff. And then as I grow older, I'll be like, no, I gotta read all the non-fiction, like your Malcolm Gladwell and your Viktor Frankl and be like a smart person, and it becomes a chore. It becomes like I need to be
Yeah.
productive even that I enjoy. So now I'm trying to I bought more. I went to like Book Access and like every and there is a I think like a secondhand bookstore.
Mm.
Yara Damansara is like 3 to 5 ringgit per book,
Oh, damn.
and then I'll get like a set of like fiction books. Like so, I have tons of Nicholas Sparks and Danielle Steele uh, novels. And I think get to enjoy that a little bit more. I bought like new games for my Switch,
Ooh.
Mario, and I play Overcook more often with Hisham
Mm,
to like de-stress and have fun, right? Because then usually I will go full clothes lah, go watch something on YouTube to kind of learn, e-learning and stuff. But now that pocket of time, I try to spend doing something that is fun
mm.
for myself because I don't know the definition of fun for myself yet. So trying this like new things to build up that habit and that hobby
Yeah.
again.
No,
Yeah.
I think that is something even personally I'm struggling with as well, right?
Mm.
I remember, yeah, again, back to my therapist a little bit, but he asked me like, what do you do for like self care? What do you do when you want to like relax and stuff? I was like, I couldn't answer that question. I
Yeah.
actually just couldn't answer that question because I think I'm
Yeah. I
always in a
also
state.
I also like if I reflect the times that we've worked together and hang out together, I don't really know what you enjoy because you do so much, right? You know that you're in a relationship, I mean you church, between work, you enjoy going to like your Muay Thai.
Muay Thai, boxing stuff, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but I do not know whether that's like hobby, like for fun or and self-care, or it's like you want to be productive all the time.
Mm. Yeah, I think I've built like very similar to you, right? I think all my life I've built my well, life around essentially working. So if it's
Mm,
not school, then it's tuition work. If it's not tuition, then school, then it's like church work essentially. Because to a
yeah,
large extent, yeah, church is quote unquote work as well when you're in committees and stuff like that and you're serving.
yeah,
If it's not that, then it is also like family. Yeah,
yeah.
you
You work with
just
your dad.
work with your dad here and there as well. Like even
Yeah.
during my like down times, like school breaks, like, all of that. Like I
Mm,
would go work with my dad a little bit
mm,
between uni semesters, I did like a part time job even. And when you went
mm,
into uni, if it's not church and school and family, it's also like your uni clubs and societies and co-curricular
mm,
activities. So yeah, I'm
mm.
always in a constant state of working as well, right?
Yeah.
Always in a constant state of like having to contribute to something, be productive, yada 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 yada.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, when you asked like, what is my self care? I could not answer it. I was like, I don't know. I guess sleep, but then again, my sleep is so bad. I have like, he was talking to me about it, and he was so shocked, and he was like, so that's the problem because I only have about like 4 to 5 hours of sleep on average, for the past like 2 to 3 years, pretty much.
Mm.
And that's bad.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that bad, but
Yeah.
that's bad.
Your body is gonna feel it in the next couple of years.
That means I got a couple more years.
That's not
No,
meant to
it's
be
not.
a
That's
challenge,
exactly what we.
bro.
That's exactly what we're trying to not do. but
Okay.
but yeah, like I think I do resonate with that a lot, right? I think a lot of people would
Mm.
resonate with that a lot, especially in this day and age where like this sense of I have to be productive. I have to hustle, hustle,
Yeah.
hustle, hustle, right? Laziness is a sin essentially. Rest is a sin.
Yeah.
And we're just not allowing ourselves a little bit of that rest. So trying to rediscover what is happy
Yeah.
in a way.
But I realized that I think there is a lot of pressure in that is because everybody's trying to make it in life, right?
Mm.
Like things are so hard and competitive right
Yeah.
now. Because I work in like a career line, like career services line, right? So I see a lot of my clients, my learners, that come to my office. They want to try to pivot career because they want to get something better for themselves.
Right.
And they are hustlers to a certain extent because they have to make it because they are competing with so many other people. So I think I also want to admit and give credit where credit is due, or like that there is a legit reason why people feel that they
Oh
don't
yeah.
have time to be restful, right? But I guess that's why we're having this conversation today, to be able to take a step back and say like, hey, I can still be productive, but I can still say no sometimes to
Yeah.
take care of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Um,
think we come into a world. Even I had this mantra for the longest time as well, which is that you
mm,
have to make it or make it.
yeah.
You have no choice. You just have to make it. You got to make it or make it.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
your two options essentially.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but again, it's something that yeah, you can make it, sure, but making it doesn't have to mean that you sacrifice everything, because what's the point?
Mm,
So
mm,
like you said, yeah, we're
yeah.
trying to deal with this whole sense of guilt behind saying no to things.
Yeah. I what just popped out in my head is my parents.
Mm,
I feel that, or my assumption is My parents worked so hard in their life because they just gotta make it, right?
Yeah.
Um, that they sacrificed a lot and they did never rested, right? It was like work, work, work,
Mm.
on weekends. That's where they work on like the household. But what was sacrificed is like the time with their children, which is like my brother
Yeah.
and I. Or like they sacrificed their opportunities to go on holidays.
Mm.
Like when I was young, like we've never gone for like family holidays,
Yeah.
never step out of Malaysia before,
Mm.
right? But only now after pension, that they are able to rest.
Mm.
But then that comes of the cost of like now they are older, so then they can't travel too far too quickly, right? So
Mm.
after travel, they have to book like tour guides that will accommodate to their pace of walking and all of that. They cannot go to cool of a country because when they went to China, they fell sick after because they are older, or like now they're trying to be closer to us, the children, because the time was lost in the beginning, right? But
It's a
but I
little
guess
too
that,
late kind of thing.
yeah, yeah, to a certain extent it is too late, or or maybe the it's different,
Mm.
it's different. Yeah, and if we don't catch ourselves, we might fall into that trap as well,
Mm.
where we lose out on things that are important to us, including like the health, like our own like bodily health, physical health.
Yeah, no, I think we have to recognize that times are different as well, right? Like, I think,
Mm,
I mean, not for everybody. I'm also very wary about that. Like, I think a lot of us still have to kind of work to survive in a way. Like, you're on that
yeah,
survival mode, right? And
yeah.
this is why I think what a lot of this productivity stems from as well. But I think
Mm,
to a large extent, like, your parents did a lot of the great work already. I think if you're
yeah,
lucky enough, your parents struggled through a lot, and I think you're eternally grateful for that. But it's also
yeah,
time that also kind of breathes us that opportunity to be able to actually enjoy life while working a little bit. Hopefully,
yeah,
at least, and we don't have to feel bad about it. Um,
yeah, yeah. I think they have paved a way for us to be able to do that, and it
mm,
will be a waste. It will be
mm.
yeah,
Yeah, and
a
sometimes the funniest
waste
thing
by
as well, I was
them.
thinking something just popped in my mind is that I think parents also like to give their kids a hard time when they don't be productive and they don't kind of hustle. But then the question is
That's
also,
true.
yeah, but then the question is like you gave us this opportunity to have for us to have a better life. Why do you also want us to suffer?
No, that's not wrong. I wonder if it's just an Asian thing.
I don't know if it affects non-Asian people, but like I think it's also a very common mindset, especially in Asian
Yeah,
households. Like I guess, yeah.
yeah. I guess they to a certain extent, like, I suffered through things and that have built this life that we
Mm,
have together, and it is a good life.
mm.
You should also go through that suffering so you know what I went through.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Back in my
like
day, kind of thing.
yeah,
You have to climb two
yeah.
mountains, fight tigers, walk 3 miles, in order to go to school.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, you hear those stories during like Chinese New Year or Raya, like whenever you gather in the hometown,
Yeah.
and you be like,
And,
yep,
and let me tell
yep.
you, when I get kids, I will tell them the exact same thing. Back in my day, right, there was a worldwide,
Re-traumatizing them.
100, there was a worldwide pandemic, and we were trapped inside our houses. We're not even allowed to go out, even if we wanted to. You know,
Yep,
like people
yep,
were dying in the streets.
yep.
Gotta
Like,
play it up a little bit.
okay. So then, for yourself, right?
Mm,
Like, just now when you talk about, feeling guilty, how have you ever I'm pretty sure you have declined some stuff now that you have more priorities in your life,
Yeah.
right? So there are certain things where you have to say no. And
Mm.
I'm pretty sure we agreed, both of us agreed just now, like most times we feel shitty about it and we feel guilty about it, right? How do you then not feel guilty for saying no? How do you
Mm.
reject social plans or,
Right.
deal with like the FOMO feeling and the disappointing others feeling?
I think for me, I think over the past like year or two as well, I've started declining a lot more things. I've started to just say no to a lot more things.
Hmm.
I've also, I've become a person for good or for better sometimes. Um,
Mm,
some of it I regret, but like there are relationships that I ended up just having to just cut off because it's just not good for me,
mm,
right? Because like you said,
mm.
I just feel like I felt this responsibility to keep the relationship because the relationship is, I don't know, a relationship, which is just like
Yeah,
friends and things like that, right? But they're just not very healthy for me, right? So I just kind of
yeah.
let that kind of sink away a little bit. But
Mm,
what allowed me to do that, and I think it's a one simple, one very simple phrase is that when you say yes to something, you also say no to another thing. Every time you say yes, every yes you make is a no to another thing, right? And I
that's
guess that,
profound.
yeah, and I guess that kind of flips, and you flip that script when you say no to that thing. Do you then feel good about that, right? So
Yeah,
when you say yes to going out with your friends this time, does that mean you're saying no to rest? Does this mean you're
yeah,
saying no to your partner? Does this mean you're saying no to your family and things like that,
yeah,
right? When you say yes to work, does this mean you're saying no to your hobbies and interests and saying no to yourself, right? And so when you flip that script, I'm going to say no to my family. I'm going to say no to my friends. I'm going to say no to my self interests. Does that not make you feel guilty?
dude, that got me thinking.
Yeah.
That
So
that is good.
yeah, so that's what kind of flipped the script for me quite hard. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, so allowing yourself to say no to certain things. When you say no, when you say yes to certain things, you're saying you say no to other things. And then you just kind of have to play the
mm,
ball a little bit, right? Like, is it actually worth it to
yeah,
say no to things and say yes to things?
mm,
Yeah. And when you say no to your friends, it doesn't mean that you're a bad friend. And in fact, if your
yeah,
friends make you feel bad for saying no to them, I don't. That also kind of argue. The argument is also like, are they really friends that you want to keep around in a way?
yeah,
Yeah. Right.
yeah. I was thinking the same thing as well.
Yeah. Um,
Okay,
so yeah, I think
I
for
think
me, that's how I kind of came about it. But
that's pretty cool. I think to add on top of that, that other than the flipping of the mindset, right? Of like, is it a no means a yes to something else.
mm,
I think what I'm trying to do is replacing the I should do something
mm,
to I want to do something. Because then it gives you the autonomy, right? And you are
mm,
setting the right intention to go about it instead of like being an expectation or instead of being a thing that you have to do
right.
that you don't necessarily want to. If you flipped that intention and actually be like, okay, I want to meet
X Y's
X
friend.
friend.
Yeah.
I want to go spend time with my family,
Mm,
then I think you will make necessary accommodations and time and effort and energy to set yourself up for success to actually do those things.
mm,
And I think from there you can also do like the process of elimination, right?
mm.
I want to spend only with friend XYZ.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D are acquaintances. I don't necessarily need or want to
Correct.
spend as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I want to spend time with my parents by having dinner with them. So
Mm,
it's already set like a specific intention instead of feeling like, oh, I should have more lunch or maybe, I should da and all of that. By setting specific intentions, uh, I would help yourself, uh, like to give permission to yourself
mm,
to set aside those times and those reasons
yeah.
of why you should do it, but in a
Mm.
nicer way, in a better way.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think when you switch it around to like I want, it gives you that kind of I mean, it forces you to think, right? Do you actually want to do
Yeah.
that thing, right? So it's like I want to spend
Yeah.
time with friend ABC instead of I
Yeah.
should. Then you start thinking, well, do I really want to?
Yep. It's basically like being intentional lah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I agree. I think just adding on to that as well, right? I think something that I spoke about earlier on this as well, right? I think when it comes to the word should, there is also like two types of shoulds, if you will. Like there's
Mm.
type one, which is very much like, yeah, like you said, this very guilt based, comparison based shoulds, which is like I should be productive, I should be at every social event my friend asked me to go to, I should never need to rest and all these kind of things.
Mm.
And these are the ones that actually like crush us down and beat us down. And it's born from
Yeah.
comparison and born from perfectionism.
Yeah. More negative.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very negative. But there's also this other form of shoulds where it's actually very much, just responsibilities based, right?
Mm.
I think, for example, like, oh, if you're a parent, for example, I should go to my kids' football game and soccer game to go and watch a little bit because, or like birthday
Yeah.
party and stuff like that, because, I should do that because showing up for my kids build trust and creates that
Yep.
memories that actually matter. I should
Yep.
go to the gym because that's what gonna keep me healthy for the long run. I should eat healthier, um, because that makes me healthy in the long run and things like that, and I'll feel better in the next weeks and so on.
Yep.
I think on the flip side as well, I think that's where like that want to kind of mentality may not always work for some people because you can't say I
Mm.
want to go to work sometimes.
That's true.
Yeah, and
That's true.
I think the point of matter is that you won't always feel like you want to do the things, but you know that you should in a sense where it's going to be good for you,
Mm.
right? It's built on a matter of like sustainability for yourself. It's built on say stability and growth and health for yourself. And if you're talking, and I think this whole entire conversation is also stemming from like this whole self-compassion thing, right? Allowing yourself to rest and allowing yourself to be better. When you
Yeah.
say you should do things and you make yourself do the things that are a little bit more difficult and it's healthy for you and it's good for you, it's also a form of self-compassion because then you're just building a
Yeah.
foundation of health for your
Yeah.
future self, right?
Yeah. I agree. Um, it's very much the intention, and when you the more positive should, right? The
Mm.
more the responsible work, physical health,
Yeah.
mental health stuff. It's more because you want to pursue a life of intention, a life of
Yeah.
like joy, a life of health,
Mm.
instead of um, just guilt, right? It's
100%.
instead of avoiding guilt, you are actually pursuing joy. You are actually
Mm.
pursuing something good and happy.
Yeah, yeah. And
Um,
arguably, when you are happy, when you are joyful, when you are healthy, you're going to be more productive. You're going to be able to
yeah,
do the things that you want to do even more,
yeah,
right?
yeah. When I was doing this research, there is a book slash like article
Mm.
written by someone. It's the hell yes or no test. Basically, if it's not a hell yes
Yep.
that you want to do it, that you need to do it because that is healthy for you, that is
Mm.
positive for you, then that means it's a no.
Mm.
So whenever you do not know how to make choices, right? Oh, should I hang out with this friend or not? Then if it's not a hell yes, this is a friend that actually adds value to my life, that we are in the same
Yeah.
circle, is a friendship that I want to keep, then it's a no.
Mm.
Right? Parents, obviously, it's a hell yes, right? And especially if you wanna build a healthy relationship together, then
Mm.
hell yes. Like you said, the responsibility of taking care of yourself, physical health.
Yeah.
Yes, hell yes, because you want a healthy body to be able to
Exactly.
do whatever.
Yeah.
So if it's not a hell yes, that means it's a no, and
Mm.
that's where you can reject it slowly and nicely, and
Yeah.
and and not entertain that as
No,
much.
100%. I think And honestly, I think in my point of view, that can be a little bit dangerous to still have that hell yes or no mindset, right? Because it's still
Mm.
very black and white, right? Because
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is very much like, oh, I wouldn't say hell yes that I'm gonna eat a salad today, or hell yes I won't eat this nasi lemak because I've had nasi lemak 2 days in a row already.
yep,
Like I won't like I wouldn't say no to that because I love nasi lemak. I love my food, right? I love
yeah,
these healthy, unhealthy foods and stuff like that. But it's trying to say hell yes to a better life, right?
yep,
And it's not always gonna be sunshine and rainbows. Like it's not gonna be easy, or you're not gonna want to go to the gym every day, or you're not gonna want to eat healthy, right? But it's generally better to, I guess, build towards a longer, more sustainable, healthy lifestyle
yeah,
rather than like
yeah,
just be happy in this very specific moment and then feel shitty and like very too heavy and too bloated in the
yeah.
future, right?
Yeah, man, thank you for calling me out so nicely. It shouldn't be, yeah, I agree with you. It shouldn't be fully black and white because there are circumstances where it can't be black and white.
Mm.
And if it's too rigid, then that's where also the shoot would come in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, I got called out.
How many times in this episode? Not kidding.
Yep, yep. But no, but that's actually a
Mm.
really good reminder. But yeah, I think the hell yes test for me is because I think I struggle a lot, right? To determine what's important to
Mm.
me. And I think that helps me a little bit more. But I guess once, I've developed that judgment,
Yeah.
that healthy judgment of and to balance things,
Mm.
then that test might not be as relevant
Yeah.
to me
Yeah, yeah.
anymore.
I
Yeah.
think to me the hell yes test is the question of like, is this the right thing to do? Kind of thing.
Mm,
Like, is it the
mm,
right thing that to like sacrifice certain parts of my life just to see this friend?
yeah.
Is this friend like, does it bring value to you, for example? Does it bring, to help you grow and help you become more stable and stuff like that, right? Like,
Yeah.
is it the right
Yeah.
thing right now, kind of thing?
Mm-mm. Yep.
Ooh,
Cool.
okay.
What else
Heavy.
did we write about? Yeah.
So we talked about
I
that
think
already. We talked about saying yes. No, I think just let's like wrap this up a little bit. Yeah, it's already been about
yeah.
almost an hour.
Yeah. So key takeaways I think for myself personally is I actually really like what you shared just now. That changing that mindset of like when you say no, you actually say yes to something else. That really is very powerful for me to reframe of how I look into things. I don't and putting important things first.
Mm.
And I have to figure out what is important to me and then being okay to say no to those that are not important to me.
Yeah, and I think adding on to that, sometimes we don't know what's important to us until
Mm,
until like, I wouldn't say too late, but like until we end up accidentally sacrificing it a little bit, and then it just hits
yeah,
you a bit harder, right? But I think those are the moments that we kind of have to cherish to say like, yeah, like, okay, this time it happened. Let's not let it happen again, kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. It's good to take stock of like what's happening, not just go bulldoze it,
No, hundred
don't
percent.
bulldoze our life too much. Yeah.
I think for me, a big takeaway is that you're not lazy or unkind or wrong, kind of thing, right? You're not.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not laziness sometimes. It's just that your body just needs rest. And I'm
Uh-huh.
slowly trying to learn that my body needs rest because I am falling apart. And it's
Yep.
starting to show like physically as well.
Yep.
So not just mentally anymore, like physical kind of symptoms are showing. Like personally for me,
Welcome
right?
to 30itis. 30itis.
Uh, I've been 30 for the past
Soon.
3 years, I think. I don't know.
And we haven't officially hit that yet, but
No.
soon.
Soon, so not far off, not far off.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, uh, yeah, like learning that it's not laziness. It's just that you need rest, and you're supposed to allow yourself to rest. And I think it's giving myself guilt for resting doesn't actually help me rest either. And then
No.
that's actually a waste of time then.
Yeah, correct. Rest is not earned, it's necessary.
Yeah, it's not earned, it's necessary, 100%.
Mm.
So yeah, I
Okay.
think with that as well, for people at home listening to this, I hope this episode is something that speaks to you. All these different pieces and specialty quotes that we've thrown out there.
Some nuggets
Some
of
nuggets,
sprinkles.
yeah, that you can put on a cap or a t-shirt somewhere. Saying yes means saying no to another thing. I don't know. I took it from someone else, some podcast I listened to somewhere, and it just reminded me
Mm.
a lot from it a few years ago until now. So
Yeah.
I cannot take credit for that. But I think with that, if you guys have any stories or anything that you find that this episode resonates with you a lot, feel free to drop us a DM on Instagram, any of
Yeah.
our socials. On You can email us as well at outer.innerchild podcast, I believe. Is it outer.innerchild
Mhm.
dot at gmail.com?
Podcast.
Podcast at
Yeah.
gmail.com. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Or easier, just DM us on Instagram, uh, on our individual or like on the podcast channel or account. And yeah, let us know what you think. And if there's
Yeah.
anything else you want us to touch on or talk about, like fire away, and we're happy to kind of uh, listen in as well.
Yeah. Reminder to be kinder to yourself. Life, I keep on saying this today. Life is already hard, like don't make it harder onto yourself. Be kind
Man,
to yourself because if you're not kind to yourself, nobody else will.
100%. Man, every time I
Yeah.
open up Instagram or TikTok, all I see is a natural disaster happening here, a riot happening there, a pit hole, a pothole. Sorry, no,
A pothole,
not
a
potholes,
sinkhole,
a sinkhole
sinkhole.
happening
Yeah,
in like Bangkok the
yeah,
other
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yeah, everyone's just
Scary,
a lot of
scary
things
time.
are happening, man. So like
Yeah,
time is limited, time is fleeting. You'd be so productive.
yeah,
Also, like sometimes it just doesn't matter that much. Like there are more important
yeah.
things in life than work, and yeah, just people
That's true.
around you is a lot more important, right? You don't have them forever.
That's true. So cherish your loved one, guys. Take care.
Mm.
Bye.
Bye everyone.